String it out. Let's call this volume 2. I mean, I liked the comments on the last video. I just thought it was a really good topic again that no one talks about, right? Like thinking your purchases through, and companies that are just constantly just changing things. Just when you're getting used to it, another model comes out and down goes the value. Like for me, I like everything I buy to be somewhat of an investment. Of course, I don't know the furniture business, but my artwork, my audio, I want to make sure that, and I'm not one to get rid of things right away. I want to enjoy them for a long while and just recoup all my funds. It's just what a joyous hobby if you're able to do that, man. It's not easy, I understand, but I mean, it's just such a great feeling when you're able to do it. And, you know, there's a few speaker technologies out there, like we know the BBC. There's a lot of you guys out there that swear by it, and you swear by the little LS3 5As and stuff. Well, you know, there's an application for those speakers, and there's a room size for those speakers, unless you wanted to augment the, you know, the low frequencies with subwoofers and stuff. That's just not for me. I don't poo-poo on the sub applications and stuff, because I just want my speakers to give me all of what I need, right? And I get that from my spatials. And guys, I have owned a BBC technology monitor, and I listen to a lot of rock, so I had to make sure that it was going to be large enough to pressurize a room. And the LS59s did that. And they were the Grahams. Now, if we look at the lineup on the Grahams, again, these models, there's quite a few. They are unchanged for a very, very long time. There's never been a Mark II. You know what I mean? They have their LS3 5A, their LS6, their LS59, and it goes up the ladder, right? Now, unlike Harbeth that just keeps changing stuff too soon, in my opinion, too soon, and we already talked about that in the last video. But you know, there's a company like one fella brought up that I know well, I know very well, it's just not a speaker for me, but Falcon Acoustics. You know, they've had their silver badge and their gold badge for a very, very long time. I think the gold is a little newer, but these companies just, you know, they do their research and development, and they slowly come up and design and bring these products to market, and they don't change them. And these are the companies I respect the most, okay? You know, another fella brought up the Sugden. I've already done a video on the amp before, reasons why I don't like it, but I still give it that iconic status for the reason that it is unchanged. There's no reason. To me, they shouldn't even have added the remote, because that's one of the failures of it. It's one of the flaws. I've had it here more than once, actually. I just don't like, just leave it out if it's going to be cheesy. But anyways, you know, they're landscaping outside there. I'm going to dull that noise here. Sure, I'll be back in a minute, but I just do things unedited, guys. But you know, there's a lot of iconic stuff out there that it would be in your best interest to check out, because it just feels so good to own it. You know, when I had the LS59, you can't tell these products till you actually get them in person. You know, like that was so beautifully, it's so simple but so beautifully built. Like when you just get it, like even the cherry, everything about the speaker was world class. It was just, and another thing about these things that don't change, there's one thing that always will change and nothing will stop it: price. It will always go up, right? Because when I got those speakers, not even a few months later, there was a $3,000 price increase. So this is to the buyer's advantage. When you own something that stays iconic, it doesn't get changed, the retail price changes as we go along, right? So like I say, man, I don't know why Harbeth has done this. I'm not criticizing the speaker. I've only had one pair here, and it was just not for me. Kind of a pipe and slippers type sound, and just not enough low end. And I didn't have the big ones, guys. I had the P3s. Sometimes I just want to see what a little speaker can do, you know. one of the more kind of jumping subjects, that's what the ADHD will do. One of the more impressive real mini monitors, I gotta tell you guys, if you really like those, that I would take over any of these little LS3 5As for the reason of just, real big sound and surprising low end are the Dali Minute SEs. They're just tiny. They're even smaller than those BBC monitors by all the companies, and it's just, I was like, holy cow. Too bad they just didn't have a more simple aesthetic. Otherwise, they'd still be here. It bothered me the way they looked with the shiny. I hate shiny, and I hate big screws on the baffle that are visible. I'm crazy, guys, but I'm just saying, this is kind of like chapter 2. Some of these brands, man, they just don't change these models, and I just think that's an awesome way to go. It's just a bespoke, custom-built, boutique, very few hands on the build, it's just, it's like a custom bespoke product, almost like it was just built for you. So it's just a little more on my opinion on these, and even overall those boutique brands that are out there, that are just built on a clear passion and love, not this big factory where a bunch of workers are there putting components together for these huge companies and can't wait to get home at the end of the day. No, these are done like these car builders from a passion, out of love. You're going to get an amazing product. The problem is when these people pass away, it's sometimes not picked up by someone else because they were too damn smart to follow in their footsteps, right? They didn't have a son or someone that was interested in carrying on the name, right? So again, guys, thanks for the super thanks. I keep seeing them, and it means a lot to the audio shrink. Like and subscribe. I'm going to keep hammering out this content. Topics I feel are important. Cheers.